Immigration, one of the most emotional, politicized topics on Earth. Some say it's what built the modern world. Others say it's what's breaking it apart. Is it progress or collapse? Let's look at both sides, clearly, honestly, and without flinching. What is immigration, really? Immigration means people crossing borders to live, work, or seek refuge in another country. Sometimes it's legal, sometimes it's not. Some immigrants bring skills and ambition, others bring trauma, poverty, or entirely different worldviews. The debate isn't about whether people should move, it's about how many, how fast, and what the consequences are. The benefits of immigration. Immigration can drive growth. It fills labour shortages, fuels entrepreneurship, and contributes to tax revenue. Immigrants often do essential work in care homes, hospitals, farms, and tech firms. Without them, many services would crumble. There's also a moral case. If people are fleeing war, religious persecution, or collapsing economies, many argue it's a moral duty to offer safety, especially for wealthy nations that benefited from global systems. Culturally, immigration brings diversity in cuisine, art, music, and ways of thinking. New energy, new ideas, but also some medieval practices that seem terrible to the Western way of life. The downsides of immigration. First, there's pressure on infrastructure. Housing, schools, healthcare, and transport systems often take the hit, especially in poor areas where locals feel forgotten. There's also the wage question. In low-skilled sectors, immigration increases competition for jobs. That drives wages down. And if immigration is large-scale and sudden, it can destabilize entire communities. Crime. It depends. Some areas see no change. Others see crime rise, often not because immigrants are inherently criminal, but because social breakdown, unemployment, and poor integration create instability. Then there's the cultural issue, the one no one wants to talk about. Some immigrants come from countries where ideas like equality, freedom of religion, gay rights, or women's rights are either alien or actively opposed. When those values come into liberal democratic societies, there can be a serious clash. We've seen examples across Europe where communities remain closed off, where women are told how to dress, where gay people feel unsafe, and where religious intolerance replaces open dialogue. Tolerance doesn't work when it's only one way. A multicultural society only works if everyone accepts the basic rules, and not all cultures are equally aligned with those rules. Legal immigration involves checks, limits, and structure. Illegal immigration bypasses all of that and often fuels the political backlash. A nation without borders isn't a nation, but a nation without compassion isn't much better. The problem is that governments often fail at both ends. They open the gates without a plan or slam them shut with no humanity. Cynical thoughts. Let's not pretend most immigration policy is driven by moral principle. It's driven by business interests, GDP targets, and political games.
If you're finding this breakdown useful, do us a favor. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who still thinks that open borders are a great idea or that all immigration is bad. And if you're thinking about making content like this yourself, check out the Fliki link in the description. It's the same AI video tool used to build this channel, fast, clean, and powerful. You'll be up and running in minutes. And yes, it helps the channel too. Now, back to the video.
Immigrants are used as cheap labour, then blamed when public services fall apart. Politicians talk about inclusion while ignoring the people stuck competing for jobs, housing, and hospital beds. And anyone who questions it all, labelled racist or backward, even when they're just noticing what's happening around them. Famous quotes? Statue of Liberty. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Ronald Reagan. A nation that cannot control its borders is not a nation. And somewhere in between, the truth. Book recommendations. For Pro-Immigration, Open Borders by Brian Kaplan. A provocative, data-driven case for radically freer migration. Anti-Immigration, The Strange Death of Europe by Douglas Murray. A controversial look at immigration, culture, and what happens when a society refuses to defend its values. Conclusion. Immigration can enrich a society economically, morally, and culturally. It can also fracture it socially, economically, and morally. The pro side says helping people is right. The anti-side says protecting your country is right. Both are correct, in theory. But as always, human nature turns theory into chaos if the system isn't built for reality. Subscribe to HouseMoor Compares, ideas made clear, power made visible.